Welcome everyone to VR Jungle a Havoc podcast. I have been away for a hot minute. I was going and doing stuff with the family, all that, and so I sat there for the whole entire month and tried to figure out what the next step was. And I was like, let's go a different direction with things and let's bring on this lovely co-host right next to me and have a whole entire new season. So this is season 2, episode 1 of VR Jungle. Basically, the whole aspect of what we're doing now is going to be every Sunday VR news throughout the week, maybe future stuff. We'll be talking about league play within Population 1, Larcenauts, any onward, anything that is notable that's happening for players, and a whole bunch of other stuff to come. But here is pickleOstrich. I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to him. Just kind of talk about who he is and what he does in VR and all that fun stuff.
Hey guys, what's up? By the way, your stuff's working, but
Thanks.
um, yeah, I'm Pickle Ostrich. A lot of people know me from earlier in the days of Population 1. I used to be pretty good at it and play around in that community a lot. And right now, people know me in like Larcenauts and stuff for competing and like my Imperia skills, which Imperia is this bow character that's pretty cool. And yeah, I guess when I first started VR, to kind of give you guys a background of what my VR is, my VR experience is, I was always watching those old, like, VR chat videos with, like, the Ugandan knuckles and
Yeah.
all that. And I was like, oh, VR chat looks really cool. So I played a lot of VR chat, and then Population 1 came out, and I got more into the competitive aspects of VR.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think the greatest thing about this is that when I was talking with Pickle on doing this, I was like, well, we do. I have it to where I show my face and all this. And he's just like, you know what? It's VR jungle. Like, you can be the human side of things, and I'll be in the quote unquote metaverse. If you want to start going that direction anymore, that's basically the dynamic we're going. Is that you got me as here in the real world, and we have Pickle right there that's linked into the VR. He can move around everything. Like he's got his whole entire avatar going. And once he told me that, I was like, yeah, I think this is going to be the winning ticket right there. That's pretty awesome. Um, but talking about VR chat, have you ever seen those videos with the guy that gets on like skateboards? He has the whole entire like haptic everything, and he like tries to do like kick flips and just like eats complete shit
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, I've seen that guy. He does like all those stunts and stuff. He like rides his skateboard into the wall and just "Bwah!"
And you're doing that with a headset on. Like one, I'd be worried about breaking. Like he doesn't have a normal no, $200-300 headset on. He has like a $1,500 headset on his head, and all that
Mhm.
haptic gear. He's got like $5,000 of stuff on his body, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and throw myself straight to the ground." Makes no sense. So, like I said, there are some news topics that we're going to talk about. I don't. Nothing really is going on with league play right now. I know Larcenauts starts now. We finally got that up and running. Population 1 has a tournament coming up, I believe, and then their league starts pretty soon. I know in Pavlov, I had to do stuff in there. Their league is starting up. So once all these leagues starting, I think we'll actually be able to talk about what teams are happening here and there, and maybe we'll even dive into Echo, with
Mhm.
VRML and all that, and not even that, but what's the one thing, the main one that's actually making
Probably
money
is
now?
VRMML.
Oh, why can't I not think of it? I
There's
had the
also
guy
the
on. I
Party
had the guy
League.
on a podcast, and why can I not remember the name of the physical company that they're doing it?
I don't know.
Yeah,
Is it? Yeah, I know VRML and the party, like the VR Party League, but that's about it.
yeah. So this one is the one that I brought him on, and they're basically trying to put things on like Sports Center and stuff like that. So Sports Center would have its own unique
Mm,
area for VR.
okay.
The
Yeah, I'll
guy's
see
name
if I
was
can
Timber, and I
find
just
it.
can't remember. It's escaped my mind because I haven't thought about it in a hot minute. But so basically, they have statewide teams. So they have like the Detroit something Los
Oh,
Angeles.
okay.
In that they have St. Louis. They have I think his is Los Angeles Laser Sharks is
Is
where he
it
first started.
NEPA?
NEPA, thank you. Yeah, I can't believe that
Yeah.
skipped my head. So they had NEPA, and then they also had like a kind of a TV station thing, and they just rebranded
Hmm.
that to NEPA.TV. Um,
Okay.
and then I know that that is going to be pretty huge, and like the investments that they're putting towards that is nuts. Apparently, there is talks about uh, actually having that broadcasted on TV to where you can like sit down almost like watching a football game and watch this. So
Hmm.
just
Yeah,
imagine
that
doing
would
that
be
with every game.
interesting.
But
Yeah, definitely. I think it would be pretty exciting to see like where all the new different like innovations in VR and VR esports specifically could go. Because I know like before there were like some events, like I think Facebook Connect had like stage events where they'd have like everyone up on the stage and
mm-hmm.
doing stuff. So it would be cool to see more of that, especially once like COVID's a bit more figured out, you know.
I know. Well, I've been this has been going on for 2 years now, almost.
Oh
I
yeah.
think the very beginning was 2 years ago when it really wasn't too harsh in the United States until maybe coming up this summer, and then that'd be 2 years from there. But yeah, I had so many people that I've seen come and go within the VR uprising that they're like, yeah, we have so much things we want to do that make all this money, and I'm just like, oh yeah, how you plan on doing that? Well, we have all these venue places that we want to take and like get people into it there, and it's like we can't do it though because if COVID's still a thing. It's just a freaking PR, freaking headache, and
Oh
so
yeah.
I know that things are starting to light up more, and then at the same time, we every time things seem to let up, a new variant of this lovely virus happens, and nothing ever gets anywhere. It's just a continuous circle.
Hmm.
But so with it now being a new year, um, so you play Larsenauts a lot, and I know I play various
Hmm.
games all the time. How's it been with new people coming in? Has it just been pretty frequent, always, constantly? Like I know that there was like 22, like what was it, like 22 million downloads on this one app that out of nowhere came, and it's like it was a VR app, and I'm just like, what the heck is happening there?
Oh, is that the Oculus app on the App Store
Yeah, I
for
think it
Apple?
got 22
Yeah.
million downloads, and then the on the App Store, like for like Apple, the Oculus Store
Hmm.
for there got downloaded another 500,000 times. And that's probably older people because most kids probably don't even think about putting that on their phone. It's probably their parents.
Yeah.
So have you seen a lot more people within the game, new people trying to figure out VR for the first time?
There's definitely a lot of new players coming in from when like Larsenauts was. Oop, I hit my water ball. uh, I'll just put that down there. But there's definitely been a surge in Larsenauts players for sure, and like that's partially because of all the sales that have been going on, and partially
Mm.
because like people are like, oh, I want to play TF2 or Overwatch in VR, and they see that Larsenauts is the only option, so they're like, yeah, screw it, dude, I'll try it out.
Yeah, which I'm pretty glad that people actually came to Lars Knots because it still has a hefty price tag on it, and
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's going to change. The way that the devs seem it, they're pretty
Yeah, they're pretty set
content
on it.
with that price. Um, it's going to be kind of weird when it comes to any type of advancements within the game when they try and bring skins. It's like I would rather see a price drop and be paid like how Population One did. It's not that expensive, and they also have in-game skins that you pay for. It's almost
Right.
like the same model that like Fortnite had for years. They took that and they just mimicked it because it's a working model. But as Larsenauts is like an Overwatch, like how's Overwatch doing their stuff still? I know it's still a play game. Like
Uh,
people just buy the characters sometimes, right?
no, you can't buy the characters in Overwatch.
Oh,
In
you can't.
Overwatch, you have all the characters unlocked from the start. So, I mean, like Overwatch, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a messy situation because they haven't really updated it much since
Mm-hmm.
they're trying to prepare for
The
Overwatch
second one.
2, and there's
Yeah.
also that whole like just all the trash that's going on at Activision Blizzard.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been some issues over there. I've been hearing some stuff
Oh
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah, no,
Um,
it's bad.
so you could pay for the skins, right? I thought there was something in there that was
You
cost you
can buy
money.
loot boxes, which you can get skins in.
Yeah.
Can
So with
also
it,
pay for like Overwatch League, so that's like premium skins for your favorite teams and stuff like
okay,
that.
that's awesome. Yeah, I played quite a bit of it. That's why I got into Large not so much. Um, so with this, let's go ahead and like talk about a little bit of the news that I was telling you about. So like I know
Hmm.
Horizon. I don't really know what's gonna happen because I know Horizon is which kind of makes it funny because now it's not Facebook. Anything's not owned by Facebook anymore. It's owned by
It's
Meta.
meta.
And
Yeah.
there's still some games like I was logging in the population one the other day, and it still said presented by Facebook, and I was just like,
Right.
that's not correct. It's not Facebook anymore. And
Hmm.
so everything's moving over to Horizon. It seems like, and unless you think it's something different, but they're even trying to get a new social capabilities, which is it's called a Quest Home environment, which is going to be through Horizon. So you think that Facebook is going to try and completely take the shift it from your actual home screen being there and just put you into this social always?
I think it'll be optional to where you can like choose, because I mean sometimes you're just playing to like do a workout or whatever, and you're just like, I don't want to deal with people right now. I just want to curl some bells, but
Yeah.
slice some boxes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'll be optional. So like you can have a choice for a shared type of space, but I think there will definitely be room for like private type of stuff, you know.
Yeah, because I would eventually like the one thing that when I first got into my quest, I think the biggest thing that I didn't like is that you could switch obviously your scenery that you're in with your room and everything. You can even do the see-through thing, so while you're looking for a game, you can still see through your house and everything, and that's not an option. But man, I remember they have one that you can be in like a cyberpunk ish apartment, and I'm like, dude, I just want to walk
Hmm.
around and like pick up things in this environment, and you can't. You're just stuck there. It's just a picture on the wall. So I hope when Horizon switches to this kind of open environment for you to have that you have like your own house. It'd be almost like what's that Nintendo game like Animal Crossing? Like you have your own little
Oh.
Animal Crossing house, and you just can go next and see everybody you want, and knock on their doors and like, hey, you want to play some games?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be cool.
Yeah, I wonder if we start doing that and we start having homes, if we would have people like knocking on our doors trying to sell us stuff, like like Girl Scout cookies.
Just VR Girl Scout cookies.
I'd still buy.
Beautiful.
I'd buy VR Girl Scout cookies, some Thin Mints.
Yeah, you gotta get stack up, you know. You gotta get all the goods, the
Yeah, I love
Girl
me some
Scout
Thin
cookies.
Mints. I don't
Hmm.
pass up on that. And then so also VR and AR the with the CES 2022 happened. Do you have anything you want to talk about that? You catch any of it?
So I didn't pay a lot of attention to it, but I did see that the PSVR 2 has been announced, which before the Quest, I believe the PSV it might still be the most like well sold headset,
Mm-hmm.
you know, the most units.
I could definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I think when they release the second iteration, that should be very interesting to see how that turns out and see like because they added like actual touch controllers, not like the
Mm-hmm.
garbage PlayStation ones. No offense to anyone who uses the PlayStation ones,
Hey,
you
if you want to have two
know.
balls swinging around like this goofily, that's more to you. I
But
always
yeah,
thought they were ugly, so atrocious.
yeah, they're pretty. Yeah.
But the new design, it almost looks like a Valve Index controller
Yeah,
ish.
yeah, it's like it's a hybrid between like that and the touch where it's like
Mm-hmm.
kind of just loops around, and it has like a really weird loop that just kind of goes around like there and like there. It's an interesting looking controller.
Yeah.
But it'll be also nice because they're making it so you don't have to rely on the PlayStation the
Is it a stand? It's gonna be a
camera.
standalone. Oh, It's gonna
Oh
have
no,
its own type.
yeah, it's
It's
on PS5, but like it would be made for PS5. And it
mm,
has like I believe it had better specs than the Quest 2, like uh FOV and resolution, but don't
well,
quote
you
me
have
on that.
PS5 is pretty much a glorified computer, and it's not gonna
Yeah,
be a standalone. So of course it's gonna have better graphics. But you know what?
true.
They can go ahead and get their new port and everything like that, but they're still not gonna be able to play Population One. They're not gonna be able to play these Facebook owned games, and that's what it's gonna get really weird once. So I definitely think that I agree with you with the PlayStation thing, with the PlayStation 5 and all of that, because I feel like when I talk to most people that are in VR, they didn't get a $1,500 or the $2,000 headset their first time. They most of them started in PSVR,
Hmm.
off the PlayStation, and so that's originally where they came from, and they have their games. But if you see their library compared to our library, there's a lot of things, the great games they have that we can't ever get because they're specifically PlayStation. They have ports
Right.
that we would never be able to touch. But if you look at the Oculus, who is owned by Meta, Facebook, whatever you want to call it right now, um, they are purchasing an enormously large amount of video games every year to be just exclusive for the Quest to silo people from wanting to get other things. But what
Hmm.
happens if PlayStation, there's got to be some weird thing to let people play certain games? Because I thought it was pretty cool seeing people play from PSVR, uh, PCVR, and standalones and After the
After
Fall.
the fall. Yep.
Yeah,
I knew you were gonna say that.
that was pretty
Yeah.
cool, and it's kind of funny because you could tell that the PCVR people, their systems were running pretty clean. Like they were fast. They were loading into things quicker than I was. They were like, you want to talk about groundbreaking stuff, going through walls. Like you put someone into a thing where my frames are being blocked at like less than 90, and they're still freaking running good speeds, download speeds there. They're going through walls. Like I saw this guy literally go to the very end thing, reach all the way through the thing, pull the lever, and we didn't even have to play the boss. I'm just like, I kind of wanted to play the boss, but I guess I'm done. All right, cool.
Yeah,
So,
I bet I could probably set that up now that you mention it with like Play Space Mover.
hmm
But that's yeah.
so as long they're just walking through walls and stuff, I'm like, you guys are doing some interesting stuff. Um, so one thing they had that, and then I know that they've released some other stuff there. Let me see. Let me have my article pulled up. So that they show the controllers. If anyone wants to check it out, there's definitely an article out there just called "VR and AR continues to simmer at the CES 2022." It does talk about the PS VR2 that Pickle just talked about with the 4K HDR, the new controllers that are coming out, so a lot of good stuff for that. And then they have this thing called an HTC Vive wrist tracker, which I thought was very interesting. And then that one headset that I couldn't name the name of, Shift Megan X. I don't know. I've never. So there's a lot of new things coming out. These are always very cool to watch, especially when they start talking about the future of what the metaverse might be. And I always find those topics kind of interesting because that is within the next 10 years is VR is gonna what's your opinion on consoles and PCs? You think that they're gonna still find a way to live amongst the VR players, or do you think like people like Ninja and then like all those people that are top tier computer players, do you think they're gonna be switching over to VR and trying to become popular there, or they're just gonna stay in their world?
I think, to be honest, like I think VR will become a lot more popular over the years, but I don't see it ever fully replacing console or PC games because they you can do different things. You don't have to worry about motion sickness as
Mm-hmm.
much. You don't have to worry about like getting it to run because there's a
Yeah.
lot of troubleshooting you gotta do in VR. It's not the most fun experience sometimes, but
Yeah, I would like to know. So, like Shroud, who is probably the best aim person, like he's damn near aimbot. A lot of people are trying
right.
to accuse him
Oh,
for aimbot. He made a big uprising in CS:GO. Um, I would love to see him get into a VR headset and play something like freaking Pavlov Shack, which is kind of a that type of isk type of game, and
Right.
see how well he does. I know he's got the best flick aim in the world, but I want to know how he puts up against himself. If he's literally shooting at people mentally and it's more of a mental thing to him, or he's just only good at a PC.
I think his game sense would be pretty good, but
Yeah.
aim it would he'd have to practice a little bit. But even then, like there's like stuff that transfer over for sure that people don't realize. But I've noticed like for me, I can aim way better in VR than I can in like with a mouse
Mm-hmm.
or gamepad or anything.
Yeah. So with this being a new year, and I met you, and also we haven't even told anybody how we even met each other. I
Oh
think
yeah.
that'd be an interesting thing to talk about on this very first episode. Um, so you can say it or I can say it. Well, it doesn't matter to me. You can kind of
I guess I could just kind of explain what
yeah.
happened. So early on in like the Population 1 competitive scene, me and this one guy named MTS Reaper, we both like I came up to him and I was like, "Hey, you wanna run a league with me?" So we ran the league and we were like basically we just wanted some competitive Population 1 because there was nothing to fill that gap and we have all these good players, especially
Mm-hmm.
back then, and it's just pub stomp after pub stomp, you don't it's just yeah, like there wasn't really anything great for that.
Nothing.
So we started
Yeah.
up the kill race tournaments, which was basically we have three people on one team, and they all got to compete to get the most kills out of each other, and you compete against each other
Mm-hmm.
in that way, and it's like bracketed that way. It was a pretty cool system. I think it was
Yes.
very fun.
I thought it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where Geralt comes in. He was he I think Reaper came to you or something like that, and he was like, "Hey, uh, you want to help us out or something?" I don't know. I wasn't really there when that happened, but
Yeah.
yeah, Geralt was kind of there helping in the early parts of that, and then we eventually we actually fought each other in the first real tournament. We were on the
Yep.
same team, and it was interesting. And then there was also like off of that, there was also the Sunday Fun Day tournament, which you ran. I guess I'll let you explain that since you ran
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So I knew I got invited. I think because the very first game I played was Population 1, and so I played a little bit of Echo at the beginning, and then so the first thing I ever do when I pick up a game is I typically see if it has a Discord anymore because Discord is pretty popular.
hmm
So I found out that Population 1 had a pretty growing Discord, and they allowed us to post our Discords in there, which was pretty cool of them to do. And at that time, I saw your thing, the Hunts League, and I was like,
Yes.
all right, that's cool. I joined that and see that, and then you guys were setting up tournaments, and I'm just like, that sounds fun. Like, I go, you know what? The crazy thing I need to do right now, I need to go ahead and create an actual team, like some form of an esports team.
Yeah.
Um, and then so I think December 18th of last year is when Havoc was first made. It had nobody on it. I think I even tried to get you to be part of the very first team of Havoc, but there was nothing going on.
hmm
There was no league play like there is today. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna create Sunday Fun Day, and I was gonna use it as kind of meet new people and try and get people on this team. And then so I did yours, and then at the same time I was doing mine only on Sunday. But I think Reaper thought I was doing it constantly. It was gonna overrun your guys' stuff. I go, look, I'm just taking Sunday, dude. I go, you can do whatever you want. I'm just one Sunday. And so
Yeah.
I played in the Hunts League, and I think it was the first round. It was you, and then the guy from England. What's his name?
Finn. Hey,
Yeah,
it's
Finn.
Finn.
Yeah, and then me, and I wasn't as played as much as I typically you guys were playing, and you guys completely destroyed me. Um,
I
I
think I think Finn won by like 1 point or something against me. Like that was close.
Yeah, but he could have had some friends helping him. But we'll go on from that topic. So, anyways, um, you came over and did a Sunday fun day with me, and that one you
hmm
actually got to be in teams with each other, and
Right,
it was just I think it was a 2v2v2, and then the third
right.
person that was a random you picked up, and they could help you as much as possible, but any of their points that they got weren't helping you, so you pretty much had to push aside this random, and I think you and I won the very first Sunday fun day together,
Yeah, we did. hmm
and then I used to quite frequently stream. I don't know how much you do in streaming now.
Oh, I've kind of died off of streaming. I'd probably like to do it more, but it's just not happening recently.
Dude, VR streaming might be the biggest pain in my ass I've ever done in my
Oh my
life.
God,
Like,
yeah.
you have a headset on. I have to have my computer speaking to me outward, and then I have to make sure nothing happens outside of that. If like I have to have a red dot constantly right above my head so I know I'm recording, and it's like I have to have all these cords since I try and do. I'm one of the very few people that streams 100% wirelessly. I know there's a couple others out there, but I do everything through these little transmitter receivers, my audio, the game audio, everything. And
hmm
so I have all these wires, just like two wires down this side, wire down my back, throw a battery brick into my pocket, and it's just like sometimes I just put my headset on and I just play, and I'm like, oh great, I don't have to have all these damn cords on me and all this stuff, and it is definitely a pain in the ass. And then
hmm
so from there, I think me and you just onward just played here and there games. I'd come check you out on your stream, and then eventually
hmm
Larsenauts came out, and then that's when you finally came into Havoc to be on the team.
Right.
And then like most people know, the league has switched over. It was part of this Discord called the Larsenauts Cup. There's a lot of dispute that happened within there, so we moved it over to the Arc League,
Arclead.
which
Yep.
because most people don't know this, Havoc went completely undefeated in matches and in games, which is pretty much a it's a big deal, and no one even knew about it. And so
hmm
hopefully, and no hard feelings with anybody that was running any of the other stuff, but
Right.
the whole reasoning why I tried to get people to go to Arc League the most is because they're gonna give us the what we want. We want to be noticed, and not even just
Right.
us. We other teams, like we might lose every single game, and then
D-
someone like Delegati might come in and do what we did, but at least
yeah, Delegati, right.
yeah, Delegati. What is it?
They're
Disorient.
not Delegati because
Oh,
Delegati got
yeah.
eaten
So
alive.
I forgot because I was yeah. So Delegati is no longer Delegati. I forgot. It's Disorient. I get those two mixed up all the time. So
hmm
Disorient, they could do exactly what we did, but the good thing is that Arc has a growing population Discord and a growing large Discord. They're going to be having possibly sponsorships and then ways to actually have players be noticed through their Twitter page, either through Instagram, but they get a platform is what I'm trying to say.
hmm
And I think that's the biggest thing as a team owner that I want to give to my players is to actually be like, oh, you guys are busting your ass off playing this game, and I know the devs in the game aren't really give a shit because we voice our opinions all the time about the things we need to be league players and grow their game.
hmm
Like Population
Like
One did a
spectator
yeah
cam.
spectator
That's a
cam exactly. And so
yeah.
Population One, that was the first thing they did. They got on top of that is given something. Not really. I mean, it was definitely faster than most games to give as a spectator cam. But
Right. It took a second for them to do like private lobbies and stuff. I think Larsenauts maybe did privates a little sooner than Pop, but if it was the same, they would have had a spectator cam by now, which I think spectator cam is pretty essential
it
for
is it is
showing
very
off
essential
stuff.
when it comes to any type of league because you you get to grow your league through people watching it, and I think that's the biggest thing why like Echo has never died down because they constantly have leagues that are showing play by play how things are happening. Or now with
hmm
Arc League, they have shoutcasters who go in and they follow the battle, and you get to get right into the view of it and see everyone kind of rotate and do this. So I did talk to one of the devs over in Larsenauts. It is definitely going to happen. They
Hmm.
said it's not top priority. I don't know exactly what top priority they're trying to go with anymore
Yeah,
because
I'd probably guess like bugs and balance
yeah.
mainly. Just, pretty boring stuff, but
Mm-hmm. And then actually finishing those maps that are in beta mode, stuff like that.
hmm.
So with this being our first episode, I what do you think in 2021 was like the top 5 games in VR?
Oh, top five. Well, I gotta say, number one's gotta be Resident Evil 4 VR.
Oh, you
It's
think that's
gotta
your number
be.
one pick? You're going off
That's
real
number
hot.
one.
Number one
Number
right
one.
there. Okay.
I don't know what else. I like the Iron Rebellion a lot. It's a pretty cool game.
Okay.
It's pretty sick. I haven't played a lot of like newer VR stuff because it's been I mean it's you've had good stuff, but it's been kind of a drier year, you know. It's not like that year when we got like Half-Life Alyx and
Mm-hmm.
Boneworks and all that stuff. I'd probably say, I mean, I don't know if it's cheating, but I like Blades and Sorcery Nomad, Larcenauts, of course. Um, oh, what else? Uh, I don't know. It has been pretty dry. Oh, I like Hyperdash, but I don't know. That wasn't out this year.
You
That's
could
been
play it. I think
around.
they had beta stuff for Hyperdash. And you didn't even throw Population 1 in there at all?
Well, Population One came out last year.
Oh, dang, it did. It has been wow. I forgot we had its year thing not too
It
long ago.
came
That
out
is true.
October.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. So, I do. So, the Resident Evil one, that one skipped my mind. I still haven't completely finished that game, but it was very good.
Hmm.
Um, I think from a nostalgia standpoint, they lacked on some things, but overall, if you've never played the franchise ever, and that was your very first time playing Resident Evil, it blew a lot of people's minds away. And I think that's all
Hmm.
you need, really. Who cares about the people that didn't get to see up freaking the woman's skirt and stuff like that? That sounds like it's your own problem. Just go back to the PlayStation game and play it.
Yeah.
Um, so Resident Evil, yeah, that was I definitely enjoyed that one. Not my number one. I'd probably be like five for me. And
Wow.
then, I, yeah. So I definitely put Larsenauts around like 2 or 3. I put a lot of hours in there. And then I don't know if Pavlov Shack is necessarily up in there, but because they did already had Pavlov, it's already kind of a made game, but it's not even fully released yet. But games like Onward, Contractors, and now Pavlov, I swear they're in beta mode for 10 years, and it's just like, when's your final release?
Yeah.
Um, I would have to put After the Fall right now at number one,
Mm,
even though I'm not playing it as much, because the content and like where people are at playing. It's a really well put game. Didn't the only reason why I'm putting it different from Resident Evil compared to this, they're both zombie shooters, is
hmm.
that they do certain things when you jump out of windows and stuff like that. You just do it instead of putting me into that kind of 2D screen that they were doing. It
Yeah.
kind of pushes away. I got killed quite a bit of times because I'm like, push down the ladder. And it's like, oh, here, let's push down this ladder. It's like, come on, just put it down. So I definitely, after the fall,
Hmm.
it was probably my favorite game I played so far. And the sad thing is, it's like it's already kind of dying down. I heard because it's like unless you're running high tier stuff, and and it's really hard. I think I was trying to do a couple of the ones in the hardest difficulty. And I had
Yeah.
to sit there for like 10, 15 minutes just to get a whole entire lobby filled up because
Yeah.
not very many people are doing it.
Hmm.
So I really hope there's some better stuff this year. I don't really know what's really coming out. The only game I'm really looking forward to right now is Zenith.
Oh yeah, Zenith. Zenith should be really good when that comes out. I didn't get to play it like originally, but I think it should be quite good once it does come out.
I, I'm I'm so mad at them though. I did everything I possibly could to get a freaking key from them, And they're like, yeah, we're giving out 1,000 keys. Fill out this thing and you could win one of that. And I, for some reason, I just wasn't one of those lucky people. I got one of the keys, so I'm just like, I guess I'll see you all next year because I don't get to play. I was so mad. I was so irritated.
hmm Yeah, I'm trying to think of what would come out next year. I think it's probably not too unlikely that Veil VR comes out next year, which is it's it's closer to like a CS:GO type of thing where it's very tactical and kind of slower paced, more check your corners, that type of stuff.
It's already out
Um,
on PC VR though, isn't it?
it's not out, it's in alpha. You can join the Discord and try to get access through there. That's probably the best way to get access to the game.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I didn't really get to play a lot of it yet, so I don't really have like great feedback on it. I think one thing that's definitely going to be controversial for that game is the inclusion of NFTs, which I don't know if you want to talk NFTs or.
Oh man, I think this is going to be the year of NFTs and
Oh yeah.
cryptocurrencies and everything. Because the more you talk about the metaverse, you have to talk about NFTs and you have to talk about
hmm
cryptocurrency. Because what a lot of people don't know is that they already have games like Revomon, which are have huge deals with people, and they create their own coins based on it. Like their coin is called Revo, and
hmm
and you can so basically you catch these Pokemon, well not Pokemon, Revomon, and
Right.
you can then get rare ones and keep on catching them and then sell them, and you can it's called minting them is what it's called, and it pretty much makes it yours, and you can sell that for real money. And so
hmm
they're like the biggest thing now when it comes to NFTs is that as the metaverse gets bigger, people are going to start having these metaverse houses and kind of like bragging rights like, hey, I love Iron Man. I know a lot of people love Iron Man. I want a gold Iron Man, huge statue right when people walk in, just as bragging rights. And you can even buy one of those. But when it first came out, it was $60 on this app that I have. It
hmm
is now being sold for like in the thousands of dollars, and eventually, once these become bigger, it could be sold in the millions.
hmm
And then you get people that are buying NFTs that find out it's just clip art, and it's just like there's gonna be a lot of learning and growing. And I can go on about NFTs, and I think people really need to watch what they're doing because the age group for being on a quest is 13 years old. I don't really
hmm
think you should be getting into an NFT until you actually can make smart decisions and actually be on your own like an 18-year-old, someone who is
Right.
on their own, that has plausible, who actually understands some form of money sense. I know when I was 18, I blew the shit out of money, and so I'm a horrible example of that. I still blow money, and I'm like 29 years old, but I
hmm
probably shouldn't be buying NFTs either. Like I told my brother, my little brother, he started looking into cryptocurrencies and NFTs, and I go, dude, stay away from it. And I go, if you want to buy into anything, I go, don't be buying into these small coins. Buy the coin that holds them all. Like buy some freaking like Ethereum, which is
Yeah.
back behind every single NFT is Ethereum. Like why not buy the mega hold that when these
That's
go
yeah. That's
and
what I feel. I think Ethereum's the way to go for like a
yeah.
lot of this stuff. Cause like even if, whatever, I don't wanna get in NFTs or whatnot. Every like NFTs, it's kind of inevitable whether you like it or not, NFTs are gonna be a part of everyone's lives going
Mhm.
forward.
Yep.
So the fact that you could just buy the foundation of it right now and you can like see the gains because every time someone purchases something off using Ethereum, it gains like it's more
Mhm.
valuable,
Yes.
because people use it and it's in circulation.
Yeah, because in order to get to either one of these coins, you have to start at Ethereum. You have to.
Right.
You can't just go buy this small coin. Like I can't just go buy Revo with USD dollar. I have to take USD dollar, buy Ethereum, and then buy some other coin, and then eventually get to your coin. It's just like biggest
Right.
headache ever. And a lot of people don't know what it means. It means non fungible transaction, and
Token.
Token. Why did I say
Token.
transaction? I
Yeah.
got transaction in my head. Yeah,
I do
non-fungible
that all
token.
the time.
And so the there's going to be lawsuits down the road with these for sure
Oh
because
yeah.
a lot of
Copyright infringement. You got like
yeah
people just stealing other people's art. You got scams. You got all the negative stuff that really comes with NFTs. I
yeah
think, yeah,
for sure.
they're out. Yeah.
No, no, you're not wrong at all. There's a lot of issues, and I think the biggest one I want to kind of like explain to people is that when there's a game right now you can play. Is it called Plinko? Is that what I called? Like, why does that ring a bell?
Plinko's like that when you put a coin in a machine and it goes
Okay,
like
that's not what I'm talking
down
about
and
then.
go ding, ding.
That's
Yeah.
there's this game that you do these missions and you get like cool haircuts, you get chains, all this stuff, and it's all based off of NFTs, and you can make these characters doing all these hard challenges. Well, one of them just sold for like $1 million, and
Oh wow.
so the biggest thing that confuses people is that what's when they sold that $1 million, they didn't own that character. The person who created every single piece of thing you just sold that for $1 million owns that character. You know, they own the copyrights of it. And so that's where it gets kind of loose. Like, yeah, this guy
Yeah.
just made money, but why didn't the company make money? There's going to be weird things where I know when you buy an NFT or you make an NFT, that when you sell it, you can say every time this NFT is sold, since I was the very first person, I get 20% commission.
Oh, that is a thing. I've seen
Mm-hmm.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you make money. So as long as that NFT for the rest of your life, if it's circling
Yeah, you
around,
just
you keep racking in money. And
yeah.
I think that's how most companies are going to make money. But I don't want it to be this year. I think they need to get some base of this new metaverse that they're talking about up and running, and then
Hmm.
slowly introduce forms of small NFTs um, that aren't so complicated. Like Revamon is pretty
Right.
complicated for an average person. I don't know if you ever played it. It's a pretty fun game.
No, I've never even touched it or heard of it.
Whoa, holy cow! I'm all blurry now. Where's my camera? Come here, give me back my face. I thought my contacts went all crazy on me, and it's like no, it's just me. Huh. Hopefully it'll come back. But one thing I did want to talk about lastly is that with all these new people coming in, playing Quest, is that you don't always have to go off of what's in the Quest store. Like a lot of things cost money in the Quest
Hmm.
store, and a lot of the times you can look up things called app labs, and that's built into the Quest store. They don't like showing it, but it's
Hmm.
there. And
Right.
like if you type in, so for instance, man, this camera's gonna irritate me. Come here, give me back my face. Like I don't even know why it won't freaking come here.
You
Come here.
just gotta be like super up close, just right, and it's.
Huh.
Am I in focus now?
Yeah, I don't know why is that doing that, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
So that's really weird. I'm just gonna stand really close to this. So like say like for instance, so a game called Vertical Shift. I think you heard about that quite a
Oh
bit
yeah,
because
vertical shift. Yeah.
I'm pretty good friends with one of the guys that helps make it, and
Right.
it was always on a thing called side quest. Sorry. And
Yeah.
so they finally made it to App Lab so they can actually be searched. But you know, if you type in vertical shift, it doesn't show you the picture. You have to go down, click a tab that says App Labs, and then finally there you are. And so there are games out there that are in beta, are not in their first edition come outs, that are free. Like you know, vertical
Yeah.
shift is 100% free. And then if you get into
I,
it, good.
I think Gun Raiders even started out as App Lab, like, and Gun Raiders
Yes,
is pretty big now.
yes. It's on the top 10 list for most downloads.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yeah, it boomed. It boomed. Hey, my face is back. Um, yeah, so it definitely. I like Gun Raiders. I really think there's gonna be a good scene for competitive play there.
Oh yeah.
I just think it's littered with children, and
Children. That's
that
anything
is
free.
I know, and so it's free, and so you go in there, and you know you're in the social lobby when you first jump in there, and I just remember I walk in there, sitting in my little area. I didn't know there was even people there, and I have these two kids walk up to me, just talking smack, and I'm just like, "What in the world?" I'm getting jumped by little kids right here with swords, and I'm just like, I don't even know what to do right now.
hmm
So, I, that I think that game's still free. I think they do everything. Their model is going to be in-game
Skins.
transactions. I 100% agree with those. I think any company will make more money with small transactions like that than a major overhaul at the beginning. But to
Right.
whatever model you want, I know if you see the devs and they have an older thinking, they typically go, "I just want my money now and not keep on making stuff to make money." So I'm just like, "Hey, whatever."
Yeah. It's like no joke how much I've spent on fucking Population One. I've spent like maybe $200 on different accounts and like skins.
Yeah, I think their stuff went up. Like they had a bundle the other day, and I looked at it, and like usually their bundles are like $10. Like this one was gonna cost me like $20, and I'm just like,
Really?
dang, you guys are getting bold right there, trying to
You
make a lot of
guys are
money off this
sticking your hand
skin.
out a bit too far. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
no. I
other
don't
than that,
mind
I don't think
supporting
anything
the
else is
devs either.
coming out.
Oh,
Yeah, the devs. I have words for everything when it comes to certain devs and certain games, and like I think the best devs I've seen that are kind of okay with talking to everybody and trying to figure out is the Larsenauts. They even had that one thing where they actually had that voice chat where they let
town hall.
people speak. Yeah, the town hall thing. I thought that was an awesome community thing that they did. But then you have Population One where it's like it's kind of sad, but they have created the most toxic environment in VR sometimes. Like if you go in there and there's some really toxic people, and it's just like
There are,
you
but
guys got to fix this, and you guys aren't doing anything to do about it. So
there's an extent where I don't like how would you fix it, you know? I don't know. Population
yeah,
one's pretty big. You'll get shit. Oh. you'll get you'll get people who are just like kind of jerks anyway. And
yeah.
like the bigger the game is, the more people you
I mean,
get.
they did things like you can't what is it, air hunt people in VR?
Teabag.
Yeah, teabag. There it is.
Air hump.
I'm an old guy. I forget what it's called sometimes. I just never teabagged anyone, so air hump.
Yeah, me neither.
I've seen some pretty funny videos. Like they have some new ones. Like like you can go that direction where it's like you don't want them to do that to a person that just died, because I do get some people's thing. It's like you could be doing this to a 13-year-old kid, and it's
Right.
like at that point, then maybe his family should evaluate the game he's playing. That's
Yeah.
on them. But you can look at Call of Duty, and they took it like completely the opposite way. Like they encourage shit like that. Like they encourage like the little flipping off right when you kill them, and then like there's this
hmm
new one where you just like literally body slam them and just like completely put all your stuff on them. It's just like they give
hmm
no shits. They're just like, hey, go out and do whatever you want. Once you kill them, I want you to rub it in their face.
hmm Yeah, Valorant's like that too. There's lots of teabagging, and then they do the diffuser, like they spam it on and off, so it goes like, and it's
Yeah,
really annoying. And then they'll just teabag and spray, and they'll throw their guns up and do tricks just to waste people's time.
yeah. So I don't. So I think this is like pretty good first episode. Definitely went a lot
hmm
longer than I anticipated, that's a good thing. We
Yeah.
can have a conversation with my new co-host here without going dry. Um, so
Yep.
definitely more to come. I think we'll have to. I think we'll just have to find certain news that is interesting. I definitely want to start talking to like maybe get hold of people in the ARC staff or any type of other
hmm
VRML and like see if they're willing to give us some type of charts to be like, hey, these are these team names, and actually start giving some other
hmm
people a platform to be recognized every week for their achievements.
Shout out to the winners of blank.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Population one, purple division, because I that's one I know.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think last time I talked to Complete Guarantee, which pretty much runs all of Arc League, he said
Right.
there's like, oh, what did he say? Like upward of like 1,000 teams, some like 1,200 teams.
What?
That
There's
yeah,
no way.
I don't know. Maybe it's a little less than that, but he
Maybe
told me it was a ridiculous amount of people that registered for this next league.
it might be people, like 1,000 people, not
Maybe that's it.
teams.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's
That
just
sounds more right.
I would agree with that because that's kind of a bet. Because what is that?
Yeah.
12,000 times three. So that'd be like 3,600 people,
Hmm.
which I don't think would be right. That might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might just be people. But I know it is a huge rate. I know that they just got. Yeah, it'd have to be less because they just got 2,000 people in their Discord now.
I gotcha.
So yeah, it must have been 1,200 people then.
Hmm.
Is there anything else you would like to kind of talk about before we try and wrap things up, or things that you want to
Um,
look into, or
I think we're good for this episode. We'll come back next week. Come back better, stronger. Get some good stuff in there. Get some fire content. You know what's up.
yeah, yeah. And I
Come
hope by
back.
next week, I can have the new screen showed up where I was telling you. So basically, what's gonna happen is I'll be on the top. Um, Pick will be right here below, and then right to the right, we'll have a huge screen where we can actually pull up articles and stuff like that, so you
Hmm.
can all see with it as well. Um, but I don't know how much you can really dig into an article without saying it's copywriting or anything. So I don't know. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll figure out that gray areas when we
figure out the
get to
gray
it.
areas so we don't get sued. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We don't.
So all right. So I know we have League for Larcenauts. We got game for that. No new games talking that uh, besides uh, what is the game I talked about that was coming out?
Zenith.
Zenith, thank you. I'm losing my mind right now. So that everyone that just joined the VR space this year, we welcome you all with open arms and hope you all figure it out and get good and start playing the
Yeah,
leagues. Yeah,
especially get good.
and get good.
I ain't about to go on a scrub rant, but I could if I wanted to.
Yeah. So anyone that listens to this, this is gonna be live. We're gonna pretty much shoot for Sunday, every Sunday at 5 o'clock Central, 6 Eastern, and then what's your time? Four.
uh, yeah, 4 Mountain.
Yeah, 4 Mountain. I go off Central Time, so we'll be doing that every Sunday. This will be live here on this Twitch, which is Twitch/Gerald C, and then it's gonna be pushed to the main thing where it's probably gonna be watched the most on YouTube on the Havoc's YouTube channel, and then
Hmm.
I will also be pushing it to all of the podcast stuff like Apple Podcast and Spotify Podcast as well for the audio listeners.
Yeah.
So I hope you all enjoyed this. We will see you all again next Sunday. Have a good work week or week and play some VR and don't buy stupid NFTs.
Yep. Take care, guys. Season 2. Bye bye.
Look at your little hand. Look at your little hand. You
I
don't
know
move your
my
hand
hands
around
are.
as much.
Yeah, I think it's the calibration's a little off, to be honest. But
All right. Later, guys. And women, gotta watch
oh yeah,
everybody.
you gotta yeah.